Good evening, Arlington sports fans. This is Sam Cafferson coming to you from the Red Gym at Arlington High School for a dual meet between the Reading Rockets and the hometown Arlington Spy Ponder. This is a league meet of the Liberty Division. We're opening at 106 pounds, and Arlington has chosen to forfeit at 106 pounds. Trevor Bloomquist, the Reading wrestler, is a very formidable wrestler, and a little bit of gamesmanship here. Arlington has decided to move its 106-pounder Sam Perello up to 113 pounds, and he'll be wrestling against Leo Rimkunis of Reading. Arlington chose to do this because they felt that Perello has a better opportunity at this weight class. He may not win, but if he can prevent being pinned, then Arlington will have saved a point. Perello has wrestled in the entire season 106 pounds. It's the first time he's moved up a weight class. You saw earlier with the coin flip, one of the products of the coin flip is that the team who wins the flip gets to choose whether they want to put their wrestler out in the odd match or the even match, and if they choose, say, the odd match, then they have to put their wrestler out first in that match. So I think what they chose was the even match, so that Reading was required to put Bloomquist out, and I think Reading coach would have preferred that Bloomquist wrestle, but in either case, he gets 6 points for the forfeit. He would have gotten 6 points for the pin, but this allows Arlington to move Perello up a weight class. Perello is a sophomore, his first varsity season. Nice takedown there by Rimkunis. These two teams only saw each other once this season, and that was at the Wakefield tournament way back in December. Reading had a strong performance, finished in 5th place. Arlington finished in 7th, but Arlington was without a couple of its key wrestlers that day. So it could be a different situation tonight, although the team has a couple of important wrestlers out, so there'll be some substituting of second string or JV wrestlers. So we're in the early part of the first period. Rimkunis has a 3-0 lead, 3 points scored on that takedown. He's trying to get Perello to his back. It's nice to see the Reading Rockets come back. They've had a couple of fallow seasons, but they seem to have a pretty strong team this year, so it should be a very competitive match tonight. This is only one of 4 home matches Arlington has in the Red Gym. Of course, sometime in February, the Red Gym and that whole wing of the school will be destroyed, torn down, and the new athletic facilities will be open. Arlington's next home match will be on the 22nd against Wilmington, and then they'll have one in early February against Woburn, and that'll be the end of it. Nice takedown again by Rimkunis. Clearly Perello's getting overpowered moving up the weight class, but probably doing a better job than anyone else in that slot would have done. Arlington has been vulnerable in the 2 opening weight classes for a good part of the season with 2 new varsity wrestlers. Perello at 106 and Christian Mendola at 113. Mendola's a freshman. You see the referee warning. Was warning Perello for not being active on bottom. Referees like to see both wrestlers, whether they're on top, on bottom, or in the neutral position like they are now, to be actively pursuing some advantage. By letting Perello go, Rimkunas gave him that 1 point. Score is now 6-1. I think Perello's kind of doing what the Arlington coaches would have liked him to do, which is kill a little bit of time. Okay. That's end of the second period. Rimkunas still dominating, but no pin has been scored yet. I'm sure the Reading Rockets would like to have some pins because they know that Arlington has some formidable wrestlers coming up in a few of the next weight classes. Perello doing a good job of keeping this to a clean match. He's trailing, but he's doing his best not to be put on his back. I would suspect that the Reading coaches would want Rimkunas to be more aggressive, and there he is, another takedown. Arlington urging Perello to get on his feet, not to be put on his back. This is crucial right now. The referee looking on very closely, probably expecting Perello to do more to improve his position on bottom. Score is 9-1 at the moment. All right, the referee is giving a warning. Actually, that was interesting. That was a warning against Reading for stalling. The expectation here is that Rimkunas would be doing more to improve his situation. Now that's exactly what Arlington didn't want. Perello got a nice stand up there, but he got put on his back. This makes the score 10-1. Actually, it's Perello doing a good job of not being turned over. And that's the end. So Perello loses the match by a score of 12-1. But it means that Reading only gets 4 points for a major decision, and that is something that could be very, very important later on. Okay, we come to 120 pounds. The Reading wrestler is Jacob Mayer, and the Arlington wrestler is Cedric Daniel. Daniel recently at the Belmont tournament took first place, pinned all the way to the final, and then scored a tech fall in the final. Daniel has not lost at this weight all season. He did lose a couple of matches early on, being moved up a weight class. Daniel's the returning sectional champion. He's a junior now. As a freshman, he was sectional champ at 106. Last year, he was sectional champ at 113. He's now wrestling at 120. One of Arlington's more aggressive wrestlers, as you can see. Arlington could certainly use a decision, if not a pin, at this weight class. Daniel looking for that cradle. Since takedowns now are worth 3 points as opposed to 2 as they always have in the past, Daniel very often will choose, as he's just done, to wrestle from a neutral position. That way he can just roll up the points. Very good wrestler on his feet. Cedric has been invaluable to the team this year because often Arlington has lost the first two matches, going down 9, 12, nothing, somewhere in that range, and then Daniel would come back often with a win or a pin, which is kind of crucial right now because, as I said earlier in the broadcast, Arlington has a couple of its varsity wrestlers on the shelf tonight with injuries. Nice throw by Daniel. Nope, out of bounds. I think Reading would like to see happen for Mayor to take it the distance and not get pinned, as Arlington had done with Perello. Mayor's got a nice shot in there, but Daniel sprawling it out. And nice turnover by Daniel, but time has run out of the first period. Let's see what our Reading wrestler chooses bottom. In the second period, the team who has a choice, which is also based on the coin toss before the match, can choose neutral, down, position, top position, or defer to the third period. Mara has an escape here. Nothing for Daniel to worry about because he prefers to wrestle on his feet anyway. Right now, the team score stands at 10 for Reading and 0 for Arlington. The Spy Pounders come into this match having won 10 straight. A big win 3 nights ago against Belmont, and then a big win at the Belmont tournament over the previous weekend. In that tournament, Arlington beat out 20 other teams and took first place by a margin of 38 points over second place team, which was Woburn. We will see Woburn later in the season. That could be the match that determines who wins the Liberty Division crown. Arlington coach is urging Daniel to get more aggressive here. It's a nice, see if Cedric can capitalize on that. He's looking for the bulldog turnover. And there it is. There it is. He's got his hips covered. In a great pinning position here. There's the pin. So Cedric Daniel scores a pin for Arlington's first points. And they now go up. Reading lead is now reduced to 4 points. Reading at 10, Arlington at 6. The next match is at 126 pounds. Wrestling for Reading is Justin Gata, a pretty solid wrestler. He's done well in recent tournaments. And wrestling for Arlington is Aki Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi wrestled last year at 120 pounds. He's moved up to 126. Yamaguchi with an attempted double leg shot, but he tried to hit it from too far away. Gotta finish third at this weight class at the Wakefield tournament back in December. As I said, that was the only place that Arlington and Reading have seen each other so far this season. Yamaguchi with pretty good front headlock, but he's unable to capitalize on it. And it seemed to have some blood, so there'll be a break in the action while the blood is attended to. You can see that Mara is wrestling with a mask on. Often, if somebody's had a nose injury, they will wear that mask. It can be very disconcerting to the opponent, but also it can be very uncomfortable for the wrestler himself. Sometimes it impedes breathing and visibility a little bit. Okay, Yamaguchi getting the blood cleaned off his body. Often when a wrestler has blood, particularly it's from his nose, they'll pack something into his nose, into his nostrils, and the problem with that is it makes breathing difficult. Limits you sometimes to just breathing with your mouth. Another front headlock, but Mar making solid attempt to spin around. Yamaguchi still has that leg, but he needs to raise it up. Now they're in a equal whizzer situation here. Yamaguchi should come around front with that if he's to loosen it, but Mara's doing a good job of, and that's exactly what Yamaguchi should not have done. He tried to step over the hip there, and he's gotten put on his back. Not in a pinning situation, but certainly he's going to lose back points here. Let's see what the referee awards. Referee seems to be waiting until they go out of bounds. That was a bad move on Yamaguchi's part to try to hip over that whizzer. And that's the end of the period. Was Redding's choice, Arlington's choice. Arlington defers and Mara goes down. Used to be sort of traditional that a wrestler had the choice in second period. They often went down, but because of the new rule about takedowns, awarding 3 points rather than 2, a lot of teams, Arlington included, prefers now to take the neutral position. Yamaguchi has a Western hook on that leg, but not getting much going here. Having trouble getting any leverage to turn Mara over. Now he's got that ankle, but he's out to the side. He's in a pinning position, but he's getting back points. Referee signal at least 2, maybe 3 back points, maybe more. So he gets 3. Mar with a nice double leg shot for a takedown. Yamaguchi needs to belly down here. He's trying to switch, but doesn't have quite enough leverage. Mar taking control. Has that cross wrist there, you can see, trying to use it. Opening up Yamaguchi, maybe get a half Nelson or turnover of some sort. That's the end of the second period. I suspect Arlington will choose neutral here. Yamaguchi seems a little bit tired right now. Not a good position to be in going into third period. Each period is 2 minutes. Yamaguchi's chosen top, so I think he feels like he needs to turn Mar, maybe with that cradle again, to get back in this match. Mar's got a lot of nice motion going on, and he gets a reversal there. It's a 2-point reversal. Now Mar's going to do everything he can to try to get a pin. Right now he's got an advantage. Lets Yamaguchi go. And we're some confusion maybe about the score. Okay, we're in neutral now. Yamaguchi needs to get active if he wants to get back in this match. If Mar's margin of victory is 8 points or more, he'll get a major decision, which will add 4 points. And he's sort of on his way right now. If one wrestler's margin is 15 points, reaches 15 points, then they'll stop the match as a technical fall. And that'll be 15 points, and a pin is 16 points, as is a forfeit. Yamaguchi on his feet. Nice return by Mar. Yamaguchi doing everything he can not to get turned over. It's opened up right there for half Nelson. He's got to be careful. It's opened up again for it. Fortunately, Mar's on the wrong side of the body, and they go out of bounds. Yamaguchi seems a little bit fatigued and getting a little overpowered here. Tried a switch move, but Mar controlled that inside arm. Now he's going to get back points again here with that arm bar. And that's the end of the match, but he'll get enough back points to score a major decision, which will put Reading up by a score of 14-6. Looked like a pretty close match early on, but Mar just simply dominated the last period. So we go to 132 pounds. Quinn Field will be wrestling for Reading, and wrestling for Arlington will be Davi Dos Santos. Dos Santos, the junior, has had a very, very successful season thus far. Finished second at the Belmont tournament, lost the final by 1 point. And he's been a real stalwart for the team so far this season. Finished second also at the Wakefield tournament. Kind of an unorthodox wrestler, but he's got his own program. Field did not place at either one of the tournaments that Reading has wrestled in. Dos Santos has a takedown. He's looking for a cradle right here. Strongly in control right now. He's got that arm bar. See what he does with it. Needs to walk it around the head, or at least walk it outside. He's on the edge of the mat, but with wrestler's feet in, he gets a turnover there. He can pin him even if the boy's back, his opponent's back is outside. As long as his toes are still in. This referee is very slow to call the pins. He'll get 4 points for that. He's got that arm bar again, but this time he's too close to the edge. He's got to either drag him in or keeping that toe in. There's a pin. So Dos Santos benefit from the new rules, which allow you to pin somebody even if their back is off the mat, as long as your own toes are in. Now we come to 138 pounds. Wrestling for Reading is Cedric Soria. Wrestling for Arlington is Manu Soria. Manu is a third-year wrestler, but he missed the early part of this season. Went out for indoor track and decided that he'd rather be back on the mat. He's only wrestled a couple of matches. Good takedown there. By Soria. Soria locking hands. Finished third at the recent Nashville tournament, but he was locking hands there, which is kind of a rookie move. He also finished third at the Wakefield tournament. Team score right now, thanks to 2 pins, one on the part of Cedric Daniel, one part on the part of David Dos Santos, has brought Arlington back closer. Scores currently 14-12 in Reading's favor. Manu's stance is not effective. He's sort of standing too straight up and down. He's going to be easily taken down by Soria if he can't correct that. Manu's the first senior in the Arlington, after 5 matches, first senior to appear for Arlington. There are only 3 or 4 seniors wrestling. Arlington has a very, very strong junior class of wrestlers. Okay, Soria getting out of control. It's a good return. Manu working those hands, hoping maybe Soria will lock hands again. Soria swings around, grabs the near leg instead. So Arlington's deferred the choice. I suspect, no, Reading's not picking down, they're picking neutral. I think they believe that Soria is a better wrestler on his feet and that's where Manu is vulnerable. You can see Manu's stance is too erect. He has long legs, so it's going to be easy for Soria to attack him, and he does. Now Soria is just going to work for points. And that bad stance is costing Manu. Soria's got that backdoor takedown move. He's trying to capitalize. And he does. Right now, I'd say that Soria is really dominating this match. Manu once again being taken down easily because of his poor stance. Soria lets him up, gives him the 1-point escape. Certainly willing to trade 1 escape point for 3 takedown points. And there's that shot again. Soria is just having his way with Manu. See if he lets him up again. Goes for another takedown here. And he's going for a tilt, and that's the end of the period. So we go to the third period. Soria dominating the match. If Manu doesn't improve his stance, I think he's going to be vulnerable, continue to be vulnerable. Soria very, very agile on his feet. There he goes again with that takedown. And he's letting him up again, and now he goes for another one. Manu reacting very, very slowly, and that will be a technical fall. Soria winning the match by a score of 21-5, which gives Reading 5 points for that match, which now makes the score 19-12 in favor of Reading. And Arlington's going to have to start turning things around very quickly. They knew Reading was going to be tough, but right now they're dominating. We come to 144 pounds. The Reading wrestler is Will Merkel, probably their best wrestler. And Arlington's wrestler is Nurbek Ariel. Nurbek is not the traditional varsity wrestler Sam Logan is, but Logan is injured. And I would suspect that Merkel will just totally dominate this match. Nurbek is a hard-working, but he's really a 138-pound wrestler wrestling up a weight class to a far more superior wrestler. Merkel finished second at the Nashua tournament, and he won the Wakefield tournament at this weight class. I think Logan would have given him a tougher fight, but either way, I don't think Arlington was looking at a victory in this weight class. One interesting aspect of Will Merkel is that there is a hold in wrestling called the Merkel. I don't think he has anything to do with it, but it's certainly an interesting fact and an interesting pedigree, if you will. Now Merkel's getting a turn here. I don't think Arlington coaches expected much more from Nurbek. But this is one of those situations that not having Sam Logan in the lineup, who might have been able to keep this to a decision. And there's the pin by Merkel. So Reading extends its lead now to 25-12, and Arlington's going to have to start turning things around over the next couple matches. Come to 150 pounds. Wrestling for Reading is Jacob Bradshaw. Wrestling for Arlington is Sam Neal. Neal is junior, was a sectional champion at this weight class at 156 last year, or actually at 144. It's been wrestling 150, 157. Nice takedown move by Neal. I think the Ponders would like to get a pin here. Neal is a superior wrestler. on paper anyway, Reading has only one star wrestler left in their lineup, but that doesn't mean anything because no matches are ever won on paper. There's Neil with that arm bar. It's got it pretty solid. He's got Bradshaw on his back, stretching it out, pretty close to a pin. Referee is very slow to call the pin. Some referees are quick, and there's the pin. So that will help bring Arlington back after those last two losses, closing a bit of the gap. The team score now is 25-18. And we come to 157 pounds, wrestling for Reading will be Brandon Silvestri. Wrestling for Arlington will be Andreas Alvarez. This is a crucial match. Alvarez has had an up and down season, senior wrestler. Has a lot of potential, but has kind of lost a few matches he should have won in the third period. All right. Oh, nice head and arm throw. Very unusual, not a move that Alvarez has used much this year, but he's got it pretty good there. He needs to put his head on the mat. A pin here would be huge. He's got it in there pretty tight. There he goes. There's the pin. Somewhat unexpected, but certainly welcome. So with Neil's pin and now Sandoval's pin, Arlington is 1 point down. Reading lead is 25-24. We now turn to 165 pounds. Wrestling for Reading is Marcus Moeller, and wrestling for Arlington is Leo Fenolasso. I think Reading is doing a little triggering the lineup because their standard 165 has been Luke Waldman, but Waldman is obviously getting bumped because Fenolasso is one of Arlington's better wrestlers. Leo's a senior, and this is only his second season on the mat. Finished second at the Belmont tournament, finished second at the Wakefield tournament. Waldman's placed at 2 tournaments, so they're holding him back for 175. It's just a big match for Arlington. If they could get a pin here, they'll jump into the lead. He's got a nice tilt there. Got 3 points, I think. 3 points. As I said, Reading on paper only has one really strong wrestler left, and that is Waldman. 175 apparently. Fenolasso has a pretty good hold here. Leo's pretty much come out of nowhere the last 2 seasons to be one of Arlington's best wrestlers, and there's the pin. Great job. So Arlington jumps into the lead for the first time tonight by a score of 30-25. 3 pins in a row, that'll do it. It's 18 points. Now at 175, as I mentioned, the Reading wrestler is Luke Waldman. The Arlington wrestler is Donnie Falksuti. Donnie's a senior. He's one of 4 seniors in the lineup tonight. Waldman's a very tough wrestler. It's going to be a tough match for Falksuti. I think Arlington would like to see this kept to a decision. Waldman looking for cradle or some kind of arm throw over. You see Waldman looking for that cradle. Falksuti's got to be careful when he comes up with that left leg that it's not too close to his head, because that's a perfect cradle setup for his opponent. It's a stalemate situation where neither wrestler is in a position to improve their situation. Both wrestlers just kind of holding on, locking up, so referee will call a stalemate, start them again. Falkscuti on his feet, but Waldman countering it effectively. He's on his feet again. Donnie can get on his feet and stay there. He might be able to score, but Waldman's doing a pretty solid job of keeping him down on the mat. And he's got that cradle, but time ran out. He had that cradle all set up. All right. Arlington's choice. Falkscuti is choosing neutral. Just want to make mention that the mat the boys are wrestling on tonight is Arlington's new mat. It's been years since they've got a new mat, but I think it's a perfect initiation for when they're in a new gym next year to have a new mat. This one is not used for practice, only used for competition. And as I said, there'll only be 4 home meets this year, so it'll only be used 4 times. But with the new gym next year, there should be half the season at least should be some home meets and maybe even some of those quad meets that the team has been participating in. Just to mention, Arlington is coming into this match with a 10-0 record. Over the weekend, they won 4 matches in a quad against Northbridge, Lincoln Sudbury, Newton South, and Marlboro, at Marlboro. So it was a long day, but a very fruitful day for the Spy Ponders. This match, as I mentioned earlier, is a league match. Arlington has defeated Winchester and Belmont so far in the league. After this match, they will have Lexington and Woburn, the only Liberty Division opponents. Nice cradle there, nice roll through by Donnie. He's got that cross wrist. Waldman has that cross wrist. Doesn't quite know what he's doing with it. Now he's on the far ankle. Near ankle, actually. That's the end of the second period, so although Waldman is dominating the match and rolling up points, he's unable to score a pin. Let's see what happen here. We go neutral. I think at worst the Arlington coaches would like to see this be a decision and not a pin or a technical fall. Even a major decision, even with a major decision here, Reading will still be 1 point behind Arlington going into the last three matches. Arlington has some strong wrestlers coming up in those matches. Although Felksudi isn't getting much going here, he's at least preventing Waldman from turning him over. Waldman just riding that cross wrist, but not really doing much with it. Now he's trying to pull the arm back, possibly to get a bar. Donnie just got warned for stalling. Right now he's probably doing about what the Arlington coaches would want him to do. There's 1 point for Waldman. Felksudi is charged with stalling. Reading coaches would like to get a turnover here, but it doesn't seem to be happening. I would have expected Waldman to be more aggressive trying to get a pin, which he was not, but he gets a major decision, a 10-0 major decision, and it brings Reading back to within one. So the team score at the moment, the 3 matches left, is 30-29 in Arlington's favor. We now go to 190 pounds. Wrestling for Reading is Jack Goodfellow, and wrestling for Arlington is Emil Lemire. Emil is a junior, part of that really solid junior class. Promises a lot for this season and even more for next season. Lemire, very, very good neutral wrestler. Goodfellow has not been in either tournament. He was not at the Wakefield tournament, so he's pretty much new to Arlington. Neither wrestler getting much going, just a lot of hand fighting right now. The wrestlers will be in action again this week, and this time in Holliston, wrestling in a quad meet against Hopkinton Concord Carlisle Catholic Memorial in Holliston. You saw Lemire get a pretty good shot in there. Surprised he didn't finish it. He's a pretty strong wrestler on his feet. A victory here tonight for the Spy Ponders would run their record to 11-0 at this point in the season. They've never been this deep in the season undefeated. Lemire's got a good single leg shot there. Needs to get that leg off the mat. Unable to. Goodfellow doing a good job of defending. Not shooting himself, not doing much to improve his offensive situation. That's the end of the first period, so we're tied at 0-0, end of the first period. Arlington's choice. Green deferred. All right. Goodfellow chooses neutral. Probably what Arlington would want. Given Lemire's style of wrestling, I think Arlington would have expected him to be more aggressive on his feet. It's usually where he is at his best. Right now he's being a little too cautious and allowing Goodfellow to tie up his hands. Which from the Reading point of view is a good strategy. There's a good shot. Goodfellow using the length of his body to stretch it out, trying to turn that corner. He's got a nice underhook there. And he runs Lemire out of bounds. That's a warning against Goodfellow. He should have tried to turn Lemire back in rather than running him out of bounds. I think the Reading coach disagrees. Understandably so. I think from a strategic point of view, Goodfellow would not have wanted to run Lemire out of bounds, but it just seemed the way the momentum was going. That was the first shot Goodfellow's made. Lemire trying to come back with a reshoot. It's a pretty tight match. This is a crucial match. Truth be told, Arlington will certainly get 6 points in a pin with their heavyweight Brady Beckenuse, but this is a crucial match. A win here would put Arlington up by 4 points. And Reading would have to pin at 2:15 to even have a chance because they're not going to win the heavyweight match. All right. Lemire, another nice single shot. Let's see if he can finish. He finishes this one. And that's the very end of the period, so it finished at perfect time. So Lemire now leading 3-0 going into the third period. He's going to choose bottom here. If he gets this point, he'll have a 4-0 lead, and even if Goodfellow takes him down, he won't be able to win the match with just a takedown. He won't be able to tie the match either. So right now, pressure is on the Reading wrestler. He either has to get a turnover, or since it's early in the period, he could let Lemire go and then try to get 2 takedowns. But there Lemire gets the escape. So he has a 4-0 lead. Now the burden is entirely on Goodfellow. But Lemire has to be careful. He can't be backing up as much as he is. He can't be disengaged. He'll get whacked for stalling. Lemire taking the action back to the center. Surprised Goodfellow's not being more aggressive here. See, Lemire almost had a spin around takedown there. I suspect Goodfellow should be shooting here. He chose neutral. He needs the takedowns. It's got to be frustrating the Arlington coaches. Lemire, that was a good move. That was a good move. Even if he doesn't get the takedown here, he's at least showed the referee that he's not backing off. If Goodfellow holds that leg, and he does, they'll call a stalemate. But that was a very smart strategic move on Lemire's part. Now the stalling call is pretty much off the table. And there he is. There's another good shot by Lemire. And time runs out. So very, very smart wrestling by Lemire in this third period. 2 good shots. Didn't score on either one, but was able to protect that margin, that 4-0 margin. So that victory puts Arlington up by 4 points, a score of 33-29. And we turn to the 215-pound weight class. Wrestling for Reading is Mike Raposa. Wrestling for Arlington is Max Sanders. I would say for Reading to have any chance at all, they need a pin here. And even that, I don't see them winning at heavyweight. Sanders, a senior, second-year wrestler. Had some good matches along the way. Raposa has not appeared in any of the tournaments. All right. I think the Arlington coaches would like to see Sanders be a little more aggressive on his feet. A win here by Sanders in any form will basically guarantee the team victory. The 11th win for the Arlington Wrestlers, 11th win in a row. Neither wrestler doing much more than collar tying each other. Sanders makes a vague effort for a shot there. Stop the match. Sanders' shoulder brace is coming undone, so he'll take it off. Wrestlers are allowed to wear braces on their shoulders, knees, or elbows, as long as they're soft and they have no metal or any stiff plastic in them. Nice shot by Raposa, but Sanders does a good job of flattening him out here. If he can get a spin around, he'll get 3 points. All right, time runs out in the first period. So, first effort in the last seconds of each wrestler to try to score. Let's see, it's Reading's choice. They will defer. Arlington will stay neutral. Arlington up by 4 points, 33-29. 2 matches left, this one in the heavyweight match. Coming up next for Arlington is Brady Beckenhuis. Beckenhuis has not lost a dual meet match in 2 years. Nice trip move. Nice trip move by Raposa, but Sanders takes advantage. So that's big, big turnaround right there. It was a nice trip move, but Sanders got 3 points. This will be interesting because they haven't wrestled on the mat yet. Okay, Raposa on his feet. Sanders, good return. Trying to get that power half in. Raposa's clamming up there. Referee will call him if he doesn't do something to try to improve his position. Sanders has a nice arm bar in there. He's got to get in a little bit tighter. Now he has it tight. And he's run it over. And he gets the pin. That was a huge victory for Arlington. Puts the meet pretty much out of Reading's hands. Score now is 35-29, so Reading cannot win. Sanders' match, very, very key. And here comes Beckenhuis. His opponent is Cole Nadeau. And I would be surprised if this match went beyond the first period. There's a snap down by Beckenhuis, cradle, and a pin. 9 seconds. So, final score, Arlington 45, Reading 29. So it's the third victory for Arlington in the Liberty Division of the Middlesex League. Next up, a week from this night, will be Wilmington, which is not the Liberty Division team, and then the week after that will be Lexington, and then at the end of the season on February 5th will be the big match against Woburn, which has a very, very strong team this year. So this is Sam Cafferson coming to you from the Red Gym at Arlington High School for the dual meet between the Reading Rockets and the Arlington Spy Ponders. Arlington extends its winning streak to 11 straight.